Okay, this next video might ruffle some feathers. Not trying to come off as an elitist, just giving you the facts about drywall tape. These are the two tapes that you're going to find at your local Home Depot or Lowe's. Mesh tape is strong. When you're pulling on it, you can probably hang on this thing. Here, still pretty strong, but not quite as strong as the mesh. Mesh is more elastic, and mesh joints crack. So that's why you don't see any production installs, like when people are building a house or finishing a basement or putting an addition on. They don't use this because they crack. They're just too elastic. This tape here makes a much stronger drywall joint. The next thing is this tape here can only be used with a setting compound. Remember, the setting compound is called hot mud. It cures. It's a lot harder and a lot stronger, and that's the only way you're really supposed to use these. They're not recommended with your standard joint compound. The next downfall to the mesh tape is it's thicker, so you have to float your joint or your patch out wider in order to build it up so that you don't see that pattern through your repair. I usually use this here, the paper tape. I use it on a lot of repairs also. The places that I do use this is when I'm installing a tiled shower and I put my backer board in. I will tape my seams and then go over these seams with a red guard type product. I also will occasionally use this on a drywall repair. There's not really a good reason to use this on a drywall repair other than you want to go real fast, and because you're going to use your hot mud, and this has to be used with the hot mud to get enough strength for it to work right. This tool here is called a banjo. You won't see very many professional drywallers using this. This is kind of a handyman tool or a DIYer. You fill this up with mud, a drying mud right here, mixed down very thin. This is how you would route the tape into the banjo, and then right here is where you pack all your very wet mud. And you can set the amount of mud on the back side of the tape by adjusting this little thumb screw here. So with this here, it's like this. You pull this out and you cut it right off. You pull it out some more, and this can be a pretty good sized mess, but it really does help when you're doing a lot of seams. One other thing that paper tape does that mesh doesn't is it's already kind of creased for making inside corners. Put that right in the corner and put your knife on it and smooth it out. Now that brings me to, why is this even a product? I mean, what good is it if paper tape is so much better? It can be easier to install because there is a little less skill involved. You put this on just like that, and another thing is it's you can cut it like that, but it doesn't always go that smooth. Sometimes you go and put your knife up there and you pull on it and it just rips the whole thing off. but you got to use like a knife or a blade or a pair of scissors to cut this. But it's easier. It's sticky. It sticks to the wall, and you only have to do one coat. On a first coat for this tape, the paper tape, you got to put on a wet coat on the seam, and then you put your tape on, and then you can take your knife and smear it off, and then put another coat directly right over it. It takes a little bit longer, but a highly skilled drywaller can go really fast with the paper tape. Where you do need a little bit more skill in using this is it's thicker. So I don't have my other knives out here, but you have to float it out wider because you have to build it up, this bump up here where the tape is. Okay, just to recap, mesh tape, paper tape. Can be easier to install. I don't think it really is, since you have to float it more to cover it. Paper tape, it's thinner, it goes into corners, and since it doesn't stretch at all, the joints are a lot less likely to crack with paper tape than with mesh tape. Mesh tape has to be used with a setting compound that you mix up, comes in the powder, and it's much harder to sand this type of joint compound. So I don't ever use this for drywall. Well, I shouldn't say I don't ever. I rarely use this for drywall. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to tell me I'm crazy and you love using mesh tape on all your drywall installations and repairs, feel free to do that in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up, and you can check out some of my other videos where I use both these types of products in doing full installs as well as small repairs.